I should have known something was wrong the moment Ramyeon-sik came home that night. My name is Park Kimchi-won, and I'm what society politely calls an omega. Less politely? Well, that depends on who you ask. But none of that mattered to me because 3 years ago, I met Kong Ramyeon-sik, and he looked at me like I was the only person in the world. He was an alpha, sure, but he wasn't like the others. He was gentle, patient. He waited for me when my heat cycles were irregular, never pressured me, never made me feel like I was just biology. So when I finally got pregnant after my heat last month, I was over the moon. I'd taken 3 tests just to be sure, and every single one showed those 2 pink lines. I couldn't stop smiling. I'd planned this whole romantic reveal. Candles, his favorite dinner, the works. I even bought a tiny pair of baby shoes to surprise him with. But when he walked through the door at 11 p.m., there were no smiles. His jaw was clenched, his eyes were cold, and he was holding his phone like it was a weapon. I felt my stomach drop before he even said a word. The baby shoes suddenly felt heavy in my pocket. Ramyeon-sik? What's wrong? I asked, my voice smaller than I wanted it to be. He didn't answer right away. Just stared at me with this look I'd never seen before, like I was a stranger. Like I was something disgusting he'd found on the bottom of his shoe. How long? He finally asked. How long what? How long have you been fucking Yoon Bibimbap? The words hit me like a physical blow. I actually stumbled backward, gripping the kitchen counter for support. What? I'm not, I would never. Don't lie to me. His voice cracked, and I realized with horror that he was fighting tears. I saw the photos, Kim Chun. I saw you with him. He shoved his phone in my face and I saw them. Pictures of me at last week's company dinner. But they were wrong, all wrong. There was one of me and Bibimbap in the hallway, but the angle made it look like we were kissing when I knew I had been pushing him away. Another showed his hand on my waist, but you couldn't see me trying to pry it off. And there was one of us leaving together, except the timestamp was fake because I'd left with my coworker Jisoo, not him. These are edited, I said desperately. Ramyeon-sik, please, you have to believe me. Bibimbap cornered me that night. He was drunk and wouldn't leave me alone. I pushed him away and left. Ask anyone who was there. I did ask someone who was there, he said coldly. Bulgogi-hyun was at that dinner. He's the one who sent me these photos. He saw everything. My blood ran cold. Choi Bulgogi-hyun. Of course. Ramyeon-sik's childhood friend who smiled to my face and stabbed me in the back every chance he got. Who always found little ways to make me feel inferior, unwelcome, like I was taking something that belonged to him. Bulgogi-hyun is lying, I said, but even I could hear how weak it sounded. He's always hated me. You know he has. He's my oldest friend. Why would he lie about this? Because he's in love with you. The words burst out of me before I could stop them. Are you seriously that blind? He's been obsessed with you since high school, and he can't stand that you chose me. Ramyeon-sik's face went red. You're delusional. And you're deflecting. Just admit it, Kim Chi-won. Admit you cheated. I didn't. Tears were streaming down my face now. I love you. I would never. I reached into my pocket and pulled out the baby shoes with shaking hands. I'm pregnant. With your baby. Or baby. I was going to tell you tonight. I had this whole thing planned. He stared at the tiny shoes like they were a snake about to bite him. How do I know it's mine? The world stopped. Just completely stopped. What did you just say? I whispered. If you've been with Bibimbap, how do I know that baby is mine? Something broke inside me then. Something that I don't think ever fully healed. Get out, I said quietly. This is my apartment. I said get out. I screamed it so loud my throat hurt. If you think I'm capable of that, if you trust Bulgogi-hyun more than you trust me, then we have nothing left to say to each other. Fine. He grabbed his keys. But don't come crying to me when your alpha, your real alpha, doesn't want to raise a bastard pup. The door slammed so hard the baby shoes fell from my hands. I don't know how long I stood there. Long enough for the candles to burn down. Long enough for the dinner to go cold. Long enough for my phone to buzz with a text from my best friend, Lee Taek-bakimin. Hey, you alive? You haven't checked in today and I'm worried. I looked around the apartment, our apartment, filled with 3 years of memories. His coffee mug next to mine. The blanket we bought together. The photo on the wall from our trip to Jeju Island, both of us laughing like idiots. And I realized I couldn't stay here. I texted Taekbakimin back with shaking hands, "Can I stay with you for a while?" His response was immediate, "Always." What happened? I picked up the baby shoes from the floor, grabbed my jacket, and walked out into the rain. I didn't have a bag. Didn't have anything except my phone, my wallet, and these stupid tiny shoes. As I stood on the street trying to hail a cab, one hand instinctively went to my stomach, still flat but not for long. "It's okay," I whispered to the tiny life inside me. "I don't need him. We don't need him. We'll be okay." But even as I said it, I wasn't sure I believed it. The rain was cold, and I had nowhere to go except Taekbakimin's cramped studio apartment. Behind me, the life I'd built was crumbling. Ahead of me was nothing but uncertainty. And somewhere in this city, Bulgogi-hyun was probably smiling. 3 months. That's how long it's been since the worst night of my life. I'm staring at myself in the mirror of Taekbakimin's bathroom, which is literally the size of a closet, trying to figure out if this hoodie still hides my stomach. It doesn't. Not really. I'm 4 months pregnant now, and there's this definite curve that no amount of oversized clothing can completely conceal. "You look like you're smuggling a basketball," Taekbakimin says from the doorway, making me jump. "Jesus. Don't you knock. It's my apartment. Also, the door doesn't lock. I've told you this." He's holding 2 convenience store corn dogs and a bottle of chocolate milk. Breakfast of champions. Eat. This is my life now. Living in my best friend's 200-square-foot studio apartment, sleeping on an air mattress that slowly deflates every night, and working double shifts at a 24-hour convenience store near Hongdae. The place is run by this middle-aged guy, Mr. Han, who asks too many questions but pays in cash, which is all I care about. I've been saving everyone I can. The baby will be here in 5 months, and I need to figure out how I'm going to afford, well, everything. Diapers. Formula. A place that isn't Taekbakimin's floor. "You're thinking too loud again," Taekbakimin says, shoving a corn dog into my hand. "The baby needs protein or whatever. I don't deserve you. Obviously. I'm a saint." He grins, but then his expression softens. "Have you heard from him?" He doesn't need to say the name. We both know who he means. No, I lie. The truth is I see Ramian sick sometimes. Not on purpose. Seoul is huge, but somehow not huge enough. Last week, I saw him getting coffee near my old workplace. He looked terrible. Dark circles under his eyes, weight loss, that defeated slump in his shoulders. Part of me wanted to run to him. The other part wanted to throw my hot chocolate in his face. I did neither. Just turned around and left before he could see me. "That jerk doesn't deserve you anyway," Taekbakimin mutters, like he can read my mind. "You want me to beat him up? I've been watching UFC fights. I could take him." "You're like 5'6" and you cried during that puppy commercial." "Those puppies were abandoned, Kim Chi-won. I'm not made of stone." I laugh despite myself, and it feels good. I haven't laughed much lately. My phone buzzes. A text from Mr. Han. "Can you cover the night shift? Bonus pay." I need the money, so I text back yes even though my feet are already killing me and I'm exhausted all the time now. Pregnancy is glamorous like that. The convenience store at 2 a.m. is a weird place. You get drunk college students buying ramen, taxi drivers grabbing coffee, and the occasional businessman who clearly made some bad life choices. Tonight is slow, though, which means I'm restocking shelves and trying not to think about how much my back hurts. Then the door chimes and my blood runs cold. Choi Bulgogi-hyun walks in, looking like he just stepped out of some fashion magazine. Perfectly styled hair, expensive coat, that smug smile that makes me want to commit violence. "Well, well," he says, looking around the store with obvious disdain. "This is quite the downgrade from corporate life, isn't it, Kim Chi-won?" I grip the can of soup I'm holding so hard I'm surprised it doesn't dent. "Are you going to buy something, or are you just here to be annoying?" Feisty. I always like that about you. He leans against the counter, too close. "Though I have to say you're looking a little puffy. Late night snacking?" He knows. Oh God, he knows about the pregnancy. "What do you want, Bulgogi-hyun?" His smile widens. "Just checking in. Making sure you're not still clinging to fantasies about Ramian sick taking you back. Because he won't, you know. He's moving on. Something twists painfully in my chest, but I keep my face neutral. Good for him. In fact, I'm helping him find a proper Omega. Someone from a good family. Someone worthy of being an alpha's mate. He pauses for effect. Someone who doesn't spread their legs for any alpha who looks at them twice. The can of soup is in my hand. I could throw it. I could throw it right at his stupid, smug face, and it would feel so good. But I need this job. I need the money. For my baby. So instead I smile. Sweet as poison. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for him. Now, are you going to buy something, or do I need to call the police for loitering? His eye twitches. He hates that I'm not reacting the way he wants. You always were trashy, he spits, then turns and walks out. The moment the door closes, my hands start shaking. I hate him. I hate him so much I can taste it. What I don't know, what I can't know, is that Ramyansik has been sitting in his car outside the convenience store for the past hour. He does this sometimes, just parks and watches, making sure I'm safe even though he has no right to any more. And he just saw Bulgogi Hyun talking to me. He saw the way Bulgogi Hyun leaned in, the way he smiled, the way he touched the counter between us. Ramyansik's hands clenched the steering wheel so hard it creaks. The alpha rage that he's been suppressing for 3 months is rising, hot and violent in his chest. He doesn't understand why seeing Bulgogi Hyun near me makes him want to rip someone's throat out. He doesn't know about the baby. He doesn't know the truth about those photos. But he's about to start asking questions. The right questions. Finally, back inside, I lock up the store and count the register. My shift is over. Taekbaki Min is probably awake, waiting to make me some weird pregnancy craving combination. Last night it was pickles with whipped cream. Don't judge me, it was actually good. I put one hand on my small bump as I walk to the bus stop. We're doing okay, I whisper. We don't need him. We're going to be fine. But as I say it, I feel a wetness on my cheeks. Apparently, my face didn't get the memo about being fine. The bus arrives and I get on, just another tired person in a city of millions. Somewhere behind me, Ramyansik is still sitting in his car, watching until I'm safely gone. And somewhere else, Bulgogi Hyun is making another phone call, spinning another lie. The truth is coming. But not yet. Not yet. 6 months pregnant, and I officially look like I swallowed a watermelon. There's no hiding it anymore. Last week, Mr. Han pulled me aside with this awkward expression and said, "Kimchi, I think maybe you should take some time off. For your health." Translation, I don't want a pregnant Omega working here because it makes customers uncomfortable. So now I'm unemployed, living off my savings that are disappearing faster than ice cream in summer, and spending most of my time on Taekbaki Min's couch watching terrible dramas and crying at commercials. Yesterday I cried because a coffee ad had a happy family in it. A coffee ad. This is hormones, right? I asked Taekbaki Min through my tears. Tell me this is just hormones. Definitely hormones, he lied kindly, handing me tissues. The truth is, I'm scared. Terrified, actually. In 3 months, I'm going to have a baby. A whole human being that depends on me. And I have no job, no apartment, and no alpha. I'm lying on the couch, one hand on my belly feeling the baby kick. She's active today, when my phone buzzes with an unknown number. Hello. Kimchi-won? It's Yoon Bibimbap J. I nearly dropped the phone. Bibimbap J. The alpha from the photos. The reason my entire life fell apart. What do you want? My voice comes out harsher than intended. Please don't hang up. We need to talk about that night. The company dinner. I think someone set us both up. My heart starts pounding. What are you talking about? Can we meet? There's a cafe near Gangnam Station. I have something to show you. I shouldn't go. I know I shouldn't go. But an hour later, I'm sitting across from Bibimbap J in a quiet corner of a cafe, and he looks almost as nervous as I feel. I've been feeling guilty about this for months, he starts, sliding a folder across the table. I barely remember that night. I mean, I remember the dinner, but everything after is just blank. Fuzzy. Wrong. I don't understand. I think I was drugged. He opens the folder, revealing medical reports. I went to a doctor a few weeks after, had blood work done. There were traces of Rohypnol in my system. And before you ask, no, I wasn't taking anything recreationally. Someone slipped it to me. My mouth goes dry. Why would someone do that? That's what I wanted to know. So I hired a private investigator. He pulls out a USB drive. We got security footage from the restaurant. Watch. He opens his laptop and plays the video. It's grainy, black and white, but clear enough. I can see myself at the table, laughing with coworkers. Then Bulgogi-hyun walks by, casual as anything, and drops something into 2 drinks when no one's looking. My drink. And bibimbap J's. Oh my god, I whisper. The video continues. About 20 minutes later, Bibimbap J looks disoriented. He stumbles into the hallway and I follow, concerned. That's when he leans toward me, not romantically, but like he's about to pass out. I'm trying to hold him up, keep him from falling. And then Bulgogi-hyun appears, phone out, taking pictures from angles that make it look intimate. Romantic. Wrong. He set us up, Bibimbap J says quietly. He drugged us both, positioned us and took those photos. Then he sent them to Rami Sick. I can't breathe. The room is spinning. All this time, all these months of pain and loneliness and thinking I'd lost everything because of some misunderstanding, it was deliberate. Calculated. Bulgogi-hyun destroyed my life on purpose. Why? The word comes out broken. Why would he do this? Bibimbap J looks uncomfortable. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think Bulgogi-hyun has feelings for Rami Sick. Real feelings. He wanted you out of the picture. I want to throw up. Actually, that might also be morning sickness. It's hard to tell anymore. I'm so sorry, Bibimbap J continues. If I'd realized sooner, if I'd questioned things. It's not your fault. My hands are shaking. You were drugged. We both were. This is all Bulgogi-hyun. What are you going to do? Good question. What am I going to do? Tell Rami Sick? The alpha who threw me out? Who accused me of cheating and questioned whether the baby was his? Before I can answer, a sharp pain cuts through my abdomen. I gasp, gripping the table. Kimchi-won? Are you okay? Another pain. Stronger this time. And then I feel it. Wetness. No. It's too early. I think. Another contraction cuts me off. I think something's wrong. Bibimbap J's eyes go wide. Is it the baby? I nod, unable to speak. The pain is overwhelming, radiating through my entire body. This isn't supposed to happen yet. I'm only 6 months along. The baby isn't ready. Hospital. Now. Bibimbap J is already calling for his driver, helping me stand. Stay with me, okay? Just breathe. But I can barely think through the pain and panic. This is stress. This has to be stress. Finding out the truth, the malnutrition from barely being able to afford food, the emotional trauma of the last few months. It's all catching up. In the car, another contraction hits and I scream. Bibimbap J is on the phone with the hospital, giving them details, and then he makes another call. Taekbaki-min? It's Bibimbap J. I'm with Kimchi-won. We're heading to Seoul National Hospital. She's in labor. Tell him not to call Rami Sick. I gasp between contractions. Promise me. If I don't make it, you're going to make it. Promise me. He doesn't deserve to know about the baby. He threw us away. Bibimbap J looks torn but nods. What I don't know is that Taekbaki-min has no intention of keeping that promise. The moment we hang up, he's dialing another number. A number he swore he'd never call again. Rami Sick answers on the first ring. Hello. She's in labor, Taekbaki-min says without preamble. Kimchi-won. 6 months pregnant with your baby. Seoul National Hospital. Get there now. There's complete silence on the other end. Then, what did you just say? You heard me. And if you're not there when she needs you, I will personally hunt you down and make you regret ever being born. He hangs up. In the car, I'm fading in and out of consciousness. The pain is unbearable. Too early. This is all too early. I put one hand on my belly. Hold on, baby girl. Please hold on. We're almost there. But I can feel it. Something's wrong. Really wrong. And my alpha, my former alpha, is about to walk back into my life at the worst possible moment. Everything is pain and chaos and bright hospital lights that hurt my eyes. They've got me on a gurney, rushing down hallways, and there are doctors shouting medical terms I don't understand. Preterm labor, fetal distress, emergency measures. None of it sounds good. None of it sounds like my baby is going to be okay. Stay with us, Kim-chun, a nurse says, squeezing my hand. We need you to stay calm. My baby is coming 3 months early, I'm probably dying, and I'm supposed to be calm. Taekbaki Min is somewhere behind us, arguing with hospital staff about being allowed in. Bibimbap J had to stay in the waiting room. It's just me now, alone with strangers in scrubs, and I've never been more terrified in my entire life. They wheel me into a delivery room and start hooking me up to monitors. The beeping is erratic, frantic. My heart rate, the baby's heart rate, both of us fighting. We need to prep for an emergency C-section, someone says. The baby's in distress. That's when I hear it. A commotion outside. Shouting. Security guards yelling at someone to stop. And then the door bursts open. Ramyansik stands there, wild-eyed and breathing hard like he ran the entire way. His hair is a mess, his shirt is buttoned wrong, and he looks absolutely feral. 2 security guards are trying to grab him, but he shakes them off like they weigh nothing. Kim Chi-won. His voice cracks on my name. Sir, you can't be in here, a doctor starts. That's my mate. That's my Omega. The alpha command in his voice makes everyone in the room freeze instinctively. Even me, despite everything. Our eyes meet across the room, and I see it all. The devastation, the regret, the absolute terror that mirrors my own. Why didn't you tell me? He asks, and he sounds broken. Completely broken. Believe me, I manage between contractions. Each word is agony. You threw me away. A nurse tries again to remove him, but another contraction hits and I scream. Ramyansik breaks free and rushes to my side, grabbing my hand. I'm here now, he says desperately. I'm here and I'm not leaving. Do you hear me? I'm not leaving. The doctor is explaining something about the baby being breech, about complications, about needing to operate now, but I can barely focus through the pain. All I know is that my hand is in Ramyansik's, and despite everything, despite the months of hurt and betrayal and loneliness, having him here makes me feel less alone. Sir, we really need you to step outside. I'm the father. His voice is firm, authoritative. I'm staying. And then, because my life is apparently a drama, Choi Bulgogi-hyun appears in the doorway. Ramyansik, what are you doing? He sounds panicked. You can't seriously believe. Get out. Ramyansik doesn't even look at him. But she's manipulating you. That baby probably isn't even. I said get out. Ramyansik turns, and the rage on his face is terrifying. I know what you did. The drugs. The photos. All of it. Bibimbap J told me everything. You destroyed my life. You destroyed her life. You tried to destroy our family. Bulgogi-hyun's face goes pale. I don't know what you're talking about. Security. Ramyansik roars. Remove this man from the hospital. Now. 2 guards immediately grab Bulgogi-hyun. He's struggling, shouting something about how he did it for Ramyansik, how I was never good enough, how an alpha like Ramyansik deserves better than some low-class Omega. Ramyansik moves toward him, and I genuinely think he's about to commit murder, but another contraction stops everything. I scream, and suddenly all attention is back on me. We need to do this now, the doctor says urgently. The baby's heart rate is dropping. They're wheeling me toward the operating room. Ramyansik is putting on scrubs, moving with the efficiency of someone who refuses to be left behind. Bulgogi-hyun is being dragged away, still screaming. Everything is happening too fast. I'm scared, I whisper as they prep me for surgery. Ramyansik leans down, pressing his forehead to mine. I know, but you're the strongest person I've ever met. You survived 3 months without me. You protected our baby when I failed you. You can do this. If something happens to me, nothing is going to happen to you. I won't let it. His voice is fierce. You hear me, Omega? I just got you back. You're not leaving me. Neither of you are leaving me. The anesthesiologist is putting a mask over my face. The world is getting fuzzy around the edges. I'm so sorry, I hear Ramyansik say. For everything. I should have trusted you. I should have protected you. I'll spend the rest of my life making this up to you. I swear it. And then everything goes dark. I wake up to the sound of crying. Not my crying. The baby. High-pitched, angry, absolutely furious at being born. My baby. She's awake, someone says, and then Ramyansik's face is above mine, and he's crying too. Actually crying. It's a girl, he says, voice thick with emotion. We have a daughter. She's small, but she's strong. The doctors say she's going to be okay. You're both going to be okay. A nurse brings her over, this tiny, wrinkled, perfect little thing wrapped in a pink blanket. She has a full head of dark hair, and when she opens her eyes, they're her father's. Unmistakably her father's. Hi, baby girl, I whisper, and I'm crying now too. I'm your mom. And I love you so much. Ramyansik reaches out with a shaking hand to touch her tiny fingers. She's perfect. She's absolutely perfect. What time is it? I ask. 6 in the morning. She was born at sunrise. Our daughter yawns, already bored with the drama of her entrance into the world. I'm sorry, Ramyansik says again. For not believing you. For not being there. For... Stop. I cut him off. We have a lot to talk about. A lot. You broke my heart, Ramyans. You threw me away when I needed you most. I'm not just going to forget that. I know. But... I look at our daughter, at this tiny person we made together. But you're her father. And she deserves to know you. So we'll figure this out. Slowly. I'll do whatever it takes. Therapy. Groveling. Whatever you need. Tekbakimin gets to supervise all visits for the first month. Done. And if you break my heart again, he has permission to murder you. Fair enough. Our daughter makes a little squeaking sound, and we both laugh through our tears. Tekbakimin bursts in then, still in his pajamas, looking absolutely frantic. Is everyone alive? Please tell me everyone is alive, because I've been in that waiting room having a full mental breakdown. He stops when he sees the baby. Oh, he whispers. Oh, she's beautiful. Want to meet your niece? I ask. He's crying now too. Everyone's crying. It's a mess. But it's our mess. Outside, the sun is rising over Seoul. Somewhere in this hospital, Bolgogi-hyun is being escorted out by police. Bibimbapje pressed charges for the drugging. Somewhere, my old life is still in pieces. But here, in this room, I'm holding my daughter. And her father is beside me, looking at us like we're his entire world. It's not perfect. We have months of healing ahead of us. Trust to rebuild. Wounds to mend. But for now, watching my daughter sleep in my arms, feeling Ramyansik's hand gently touching her tiny head, I let myself feel something I haven't felt in a long time. What should we name her? Ramyansik asks softly. I look at this little fighter who came into the world 3 months early, who survived everything her parents put her through, who's already got her father wrapped around her tiny finger. How about Hanul? It means heaven. Hanul, he repeats, testing it out. It's perfect. She's perfect. You're perfect. I'm really not, I say, but I'm smiling. You are to me. Our daughter, Hanul, yawns again, and in that moment, I know we're going to be okay. All 3 of us. Finally.